Good evening, everybody. I am Nancy Target with the Howard County Library System, and I want to welcome you to our monthly roundtable focusing on a local business owned by a person of color in Howard County. Tonight, we're going to hear from a wonderful owner of a delicious business. We've gone from water to now snacks, so we're very, very excited. I'm going to turn it over to Nat, who is the founder of the Ujamaa Business Roundtable, to get us started. We also have a special guest from the county that you'll learn more about next month. Janelle Contractor with the Howard County Economic Development Authority, and she is here also to answer your questions. So welcome in, and without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Nat to introduce our featured guest tonight.
Thank you, Nancy. Thank you very much. And again, thank you to the Howard County Library System for co-sponsoring this event, our monthly business showcase. And we're going to have our special guest, which is the CEO and founder of Bamba Foods, Mr. Akin Falodun. And also we've got Janelle Contractor, as Nancy mentioned. She is also with the Howard County Economic Development. So if any of our business owners that are in our audience here, attendees, if you got any questions for her too, please feel free to put them in the chat, and we'll definitely have Janelle answering those. But going back to our good friend now, my good friend, we've only met about, let's say about 4 or 5 weeks ago. Yes, and how ironic we did meet. And Akin, I want you to share with us how we met, and then we'll go from there.
Thank you for having me. It's my pleasure to be here, and hopefully I can, share my journey so far with people, and they can learn 1 or 2 things. So I went to a storage. Me and my partner to a storage about maybe 5 weeks ago, 6 weeks. Mm-hmm. And for me, what I do is everywhere I go, I talk to people. I try to share, okay, this is what I do. I've heard about our product, this is what we have. So you were on your way out, going to your car. We're just coming in. So I went to meet you by your car. I was like, sir, have you seen my product? And this is it right here.
Yes.
You said, and that's how we got, we started talking, and the next thing you gave me your card. And then you told me the wonderful opportunities that are there in Howard County. And, since then, it's been really, it's been great.
Yes, I tell you, I have fun by mentioning that also to my other friends. I said, you were one of those type persons that I didn't have to worry about approaching, because you approached me and I was approaching you. So we bumped heads and say, look, here's what we want to do. You shared with you my business, and you shared with me. And at the same time, when you talked about snacks, I said, oh, okay, I'll try them and let's see. So again, it was a chance encounter that has mushroomed now into a beautiful business relationship. Yes, and we're showcasing your business right now. So tell me now, really, and to our audience here, how did you get started in this type of business, and how did you select this area? Tell us your story.
Okay, so for me, my journey started probably, I'll say about 15 years ago, entrepreneur journey. So I was working in the IT field. I had a job there working as an engineer, network engineer. And I had a boss that was, I like to say it was racist. So he treated me a little bit different from everybody else on the team. And as we all know, in the IT field, engineering field, there's usually very few, Black people in there. So I was the only Black person on my team. And my boss then would tell me every time, I came in, I should email him. So he's trying to clock me in indirectly. Every time I go to lunch, I will email him. It was say, hey, when I go to lunch, email. When I come back from lunch, email me. And that went on. I'm like, so I checked with the other people on the team. Nobody else was doing it except me. And so one day, I asked him, why am I sending you emails? He didn't like that. And, at the end of the day, he fired me. So And I tried when, I was like, I'm gonna file a lawsuit and all that, but at the end, I was like, okay, there's no need. So I decided, you know what, I'm not gonna work for anybody else. I want to have my destiny in my hand. And then I decided to get into real estate. So started doing real estate investments. And then when the market crashed, got my license. So I was doing both, flip houses and then helping people to buy and sell. But then I wanted more. Real estate was good. It was good. It's still good. But I wanted So that's how I decided, you know what? I need to do something bigger. And that's what gave birth to Bamba Foods.
So you really weren't even in the food industry as far as background. I'm listening to you. This is the first time I'm hearing your story. So here's an IT person, an engineer, doing a complete 180 or 360, really, and going into a total different field in terms of the food industry. What made you select that?
So what happened was during COVID, I have a good friend of mine that in Nigeria, he has a cashew processing plant. So he processes cashew, selling, doing very well. So he called myself and about 4 or 3 other friends that, hey guys, let's brainstorm. How can we get my products, which is cashew, into USA and Canada? So we did that for a few weeks, a lot of conference calls, back and forth. In the end, it didn't quite work out. Because sometimes we have 4 or 5 people. The appetite we have, each person, for risk appetite for each person is different. So in the end, it didn't work out. We kind of shut it down. And then a few months after, and I just started, hey, you know what? Let me do some research into this, the food industry. A snack industry. And I saw this thing is really big, really, really big. And I saw opportunity there. I saw a lot of room. So I decided to pick on a snack that I know people eat a lot. Because from my research in the food industry, or mostly I like to think is mostly all retail. You make your money from the volume, not from the individual. So I was looking for something that, you know what, I can move a lot of volume of it. And then start from there and then begin to grow and, diversify. So that's how we started with the plantain chips. And it's
So what you did the research and you found that this particular product, plantain, really was the niche that you were looking for, or the niche in the market?
Yeah, for me, it's to start. Really, honestly, this is not our where we're gonna stop. So we start here. Once people get to know the name, they know the brand. Now we begin to introduce other products. So that's what we have planned.
Well, the other thing that I really had on my mind too, how did you come up with the name and also the logo? Because Bamba, how did you come up with that?
The logo was actually the design of the logo. We're looking for, our niche is like a healthy, we want to do something healthy. So we thought of like a carrot, a carrot. So we designed something close that looks like a carrot, but not so much of a carrot. So that's how we came up with the logo. And for the name, it was just something I just thought about it. It's catchy name. The name sounds good. It sounds good. It's like, okay, you see your friend, you're talking, like they see me, they say, hey, Bamba. I thought this was catchy. So, that's how we got the name, put it in together, got the logo. The logo, we want to go on a healthy and a really good product. So that's how the logo came into play.
Okay, that's just funny. It's not just out of the clear blue. Here comes the name Bamba. Okay.
Yes, sir.
But again, when we talk about your chips and all, why did you take the avenue of going into the no sugar added, or shall we say the vegan role?
Yeah, so from the research, we saw that a lot of people want to go the healthy route. They want to eat a healthy snack, healthy food. So that's why we decided, a snack that's healthy, no, GMO free, gluten free, no sugar added, no salt. And it's a type of snack that you can eat and you don't feel guilty. And plus it tastes really, really good. It's amazing.
So you're in an industry that you and I both know when you talk about the snacks and all and chips, you're in a very competitive industry.
Very.
And getting that shelf space at that particular location or the locations that you're in now, walk us through that process of making those contacts to the stores and all, and convincing them that they should take the chance in putting your product on their shelves.
Yeah, so that is when we first started, I must tell you, when we first started, it was really, really hard. It was tough. Nobody knew our name. Nobody knew the product. So we walk into the stores. Hey, my name is Akin. We have this product. We want to talk to you guys to see if you'd be willing to carry the product and put it on your shelf. And a lot of times it's just like, no. And
so what stores did you originally contact when they walk us through that?
The plan for us was we wanted to start with the low-hanging fruits, which was the Hispanic stores, the African stores, the Caribbean stores. So that was the plan we had, because they know the product already. I don't have to tell them about plantain chips. They know plantain chips. So all we have to do is just convince them that, hey, guys, this product is different. It is very nice. And that's what we did. So we started with the African stores, Caribbean stores, Hispanic stores, and then we started growing. And then now we started at 7-Eleven. We walk into some of the local 7-Elevens, talk to them. I got to understand that sometimes they have the right, some of the franchises can take some products. So we started talking to them, then we started talking to some big retailers. And I have to tell you some good news. Just yesterday, Food Lion, I'm breaking this, Food Lion gave us our vendor ID. So we'll be in all Food Lion in Maryland, Delaware in the next, probably in the next month or 2 months. I just got to, we got a vendor ID today. And
well, congratulations.
Thank you so much. We're also talking to Walgreens, and it's very promising. They love the product. They love our product, and we are in we're negotiation right now.
So when you say they love the products, you gave them samples for them to try out?
Yes, send samples, and we had meetings with them, and they love it. So we're going to usually be to get in the stores. First step is for them first thing is they need to give you time to talk to them. That's very difficult. So after you get the time to get in the front, then, they have to like the product. So we have passed the first stage, we passed the second stage. The next stage is now, okay, how do we get your product into the stores? That's the phase we're in right now.
Because I'll defer the other questions I know that we have in there. You're in those stores. Now you got to rev up production,
yes,
distribution and all. And we'll talk about that a little bit later in our interview there. But congratulations that you're now in Food Line. But you were saying too, you approach also the Caribbean, the Hispanic, African stores out there. Were they here in this area or someplace else? But what drew you close to Columbia?
We started
Howard County?
Well, we started because I live in Howard County. My kids go to school in Howard County, and Howard County is known for like a very business friendly environment. So I love that. And also we know Howard County, they support businesses, and Howard County is ranked as one of the top places to do business. So it works great. And what we do also is we started here talking to stores, and then we went to Texas, we went to New York, we went to Atlanta. So we're actually in a few states right now, and we're going to Minnesota.
So you packed up, and now, was this by car or by bus or truck or what?
Both. If it's like for Atlanta, we ship the product and then we flew there. And then we start walking to the stores, talk to them one by one.
So these were cold calls, basically, weren't they?
We just walked in and then just talk to them.
Hey, that's not bad at all. That is not bad. Basically, you just decided, hey, we're going to go and take the chance and cold call, and whatever they can say, they can either say yes or no.
That's it. Yes and no. And in some cases, we had owners, or not owners person, no owners, but we have people, managers that they just get real rude. And those are one of the things that, as a business owner, you have to learn. People don't know you. So you walk in the store, talk to them, say, hey, I want to talk to you about my product. And they'll tell you off, come back next week. So you go back next week, you walk in there, okay, I'm here, come back next week. And man, I'm not kidding you. I had a store for 5 weeks. It was
So
always
just come back, keep coming back.
come back next week, and you have to be ready. They don't know you. So you keep going on to the point that now, once you get going and people begin to know your product, then the roles reverse. Then they start to chase you. Hey, can we have your product in your store? But until then, as a business owner, you have to be ready to do whatever it takes.
Do whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes.
And you didn't take no, or you definitely said, they said, come back next week. And guess what? You came back next week.
I went back. Yeah. Come back. And some get really rude. And I'll give an example.
Please.
I went to a store one day and I went to this gentleman. He owns spice. He does spice, really, really fantastic. His name is Dr. Spicy. That's the name of his product. So I met him and we were just talking and he just started as well. We were just sharing ideas and he was like, man, Dad, I wish these people knew me because, they get rude. And he's like, dude, I'm a doctor, but because I have a passion for what I do, I'm doing it. But then I go talk to these people and they're just rude to me. And I'm like, dude, you know what? It's part of the business. You just swallow, be patient, keep talking to them. And with time, once people get to know you, the roles will reverse. But until then, you just got to take whatever comes.
Good advice all the time for our business owners out there. Keep trying, keep going, keep going.
You can't stop.
That's it. You're talking about a product now too, because again, when you're talking about a product that we eat, there's a lot of regulations, there are a lot of government oversight and all. What did you have to address when you were actually creating the product and getting it into the bags and all of what process did you have to go through to get government approval, or were there?
Yeah, so for us, what we did was we partnered, we had a factory that we partnered with that they already have, they have all these.
So you had a co-packer?
Yes, that they have everything. Yeah, so when we made sure they have all the certifications that's required in place. So they had everything. And so it was, that helped us a whole lot.
And that co-packer now is a good friend of yours because you're expanding a great deal?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm going to hold off on my questions and look at our chat here and see what questions we have from our guests rather to you. One question comes in here from Dana, and she said, how did you know how much to charge for your product, the pricing?
Yeah, so what we did was we did a market research and, look at how much are the competitors, how much they sell the product. So we know we want to be, close to what others are selling. So, and that's what we did. But in our case, our product is so much better. We're able to charge, more than actually in the market. Yeah, people tell us our product is the most priced, but it's fantastic. We have an amazing product. And what happens is what I'll advise people is if you know what you have, people will push back initially on the price. But if you know your product, you know what you have. All you have to do is just have them try it out and then they will see the value in it. And for us, it's usually when we first started, hey, this is the stores will tell us this guy here is is the most popular in the market right now. He sells the most, but he's selling at, let's say, $250. Why do you guys want to come in at $275, $280? And we just let them know simply our product is better. And they'll tell us, hey, nobody knows you. Sure, we know nobody knows us, but hey, just give us a try. And for us is we know once you try our product, you're gonna get hooked. Now, once you, I mean, the big mistakes you do, you just try it out. Once you try it, you will buy another one.
I agree. You've got several products lines in there. What was your first, and then how did you decide to add more product lines to your overall business?
So if we started with the original,
Mm-hmm.
so we thought this year anybody can eat this. Is naturally sweet, no sugar, no salt. And then we also know there are some people who want, different flavors. We know, for example, some people like spicy food. So we have the spicy coming. We'll start the production hopefully next month. We have a barbecue coming. We know some people love their, barbecue flavor. So we have the barbecue also coming. We have the chili lime coming.
Mm.
Then when we know the Hispanic market, they love the chili lime. So we did that, for that. And then we have the sea salt. Some people don't like the sweet one. So we made one for it's sea salt. So it's not too sweet, but we add a little bit of salt on that one. So we try to get everybody. So whatever you like, you will find, one of our products.
All right. You're going to please as many people as you can.
Yes, sir.
You mentioned Food Line here. Are there any other major stores here in the Howard County area that you're targeting, or what?
Walgreens. We will be in Walgreens. Hopefully, the target is by July. We're working on it. We're also talking to Kroger. Kroger, they're not here. They're not local, but they actually they're very big. We're talking to Albertson also, and then we're reaching out to the Walmart and the Costco's as well.
Okay. Fantastic. Another question in here that I'm going to ask you, Ken, how long did it take to research and get your product to market?
I would say probably the research. I would say probably about 1 year, 6 months to 2 years. We researched, we're ready to go, but then with a little bit checks on a few things, and then once it was time to go, the company was registered, I think, in March, and then we launched in September.
Now, September of what year?
Last year.
Last year.
Yes.
Okay.
So company was registered. Actually, that's when we decided, okay, you know what? We're gonna move on this. That was in March, and then we launched September last year.
Well, another question that I know our owners and our attendees are thinking about too, funding. Was this all coming out of yours, or did you have other investors and all, or how did you actually get the funding to launch?
Yeah, so to launch, it was actually all mine. Pay for everything. And that's the one thing I would advise, people are starting new business, just make sure that cash flow is very, very crucial. Because for us, okay, we sold the first production we sold it, but then we had a little gap, about two weeks gap before the next one. And it was all because of the funding. It was, we are self-funded right now. And thanks to you connected us with our program in Howard County, and hopefully very soon we'll get the loan, and then that will help us. Because otherwise we're gonna have, because we are growing so fast. The production we just got, actually we got it last week on Thursday. I'm telling you right now, we are about half sold in another week. Okay, somebody reached us from Canada, and they're asking, hey guys, I've seen what you guys are doing. Can you come to Canada? So we are supposed to ship some products going to Canada, and now in another week or so, we may run out. So so when you were doing starting your business, you need a plan, because that's one of the challenges we're having right now. That, okay, you know what happens, with the money you have, you sell stuff. Sometimes in this market, when you sell to the stores, they pay on a net 30 days, meaning they pay 30 days before they pay you. That's one of the things that as a new business owner, you'll have to do, because the people will tell you that, hey, I don't know your product. How do I know that I can sell this and here? I don't want to buy it and then it stays on my shelf. So you have to be willing to give them, okay, why don't you just try it out? Put it on your shelf for 30 days and pay me in 30 days. And then most people will be willing to try that. Hey, if it doesn't sell, I will come and pick it up. So
But
that
like
means
you
for the
said,
30 days,
yeah,
the money, you don't have the money coming. So you have to make sure you have a cash flow to stay afloat.
stay afloat and also keep that inventory
Inventory.
in a manageable way that
Yes.
you can always have that co-packer in your inventory there to anticipate that once you start get rolling. And that's a good, Janal, if I can take you off a mute one for this, that's a good segue in there because Janal contractor is with the Howard County Economic Development. And this is a connection that Akin, that you've already talked to the people there as far as that Catalyst loan. And also Janelle, if you don't mind maybe chiming in and explaining to our listening audience also what your role is in terms of Howard County Economic Development.
Absolutely. Good evening, everyone. I do see some familiar face, but those who do not know, Howard County Economic Development Authority is here to help entrepreneurs and small businesses, medium-sized and large businesses to, anywhere from start to grow. We not only have, business upskilling the programs, but we also have financial for especially minority community. We have a revolving loan program that offers simple 3 to 5 years loan, anywhere between 25,000 to $500,000. Usually the interest rates are lower than the outside commercial bank, partly because we are not tied to the banks. The program was designed to especially help underrepresented communities. So the one requirement that I want to mention here is it is based on the credit history, business history, and the incentive committee usually reviews the application. So there are some pre-qualifications and also collateral requirement. With that said, there is another program that also, is designed to help small entrepreneurs who do not have collateral assistance available. So something to, check and look into that too. Let me check a couple more things. Now, this is a program that is run by our loan director. I am sharing this information in behalf of her because she is not available today. She is a little sick and out. So let me double check. I am covering all her bases.
Yeah, while she's doing that, we're just letting our participants know that here in Howard County, we've got several programs that Janal is involved in, and that's the Howard County Economic Development. And for Akin, what he has done, also full disclosure, I am a commissioner with the Howard County Department of Purchasing, the Equal Business Opportunity Commission. And what we do is certify minority-owned, women-owned, and disabled-owned businesses to do business within the county government. And that county government is through the Department of Purchasing. But there are also other purchasing departments in the county here that we definitely want to expose our business owners to. One, the Howard County school system has a Department of Purchasing. So if you're interested in that, please let us know, let me know, and I can put you in contact with them. Also, if you're in the Columbia area or Howard County, the Columbia Association also has a purchasing department there too, along with the Howard County Library and also the Howard County Community College. So there's various entities within Howard County that may end up being applicable to your particular industry or your particular business that may need your goods and services that are out there. So again, the main clearinghouse really far as Janelle mentioned, far as loans and possible warehouse space or things of that nature, I definitely will say keep in close contact with Janelle and the Howard County Economic Development Authority. That's what they do. They're out there to attract and make sure that small and women-owned and minority-owned businesses can look at Howard County as a place to do business and help them to really grow their business. So please make sure that you keep Janelle's phone number and her business address in your Rolodex. So thank you, Janelle.
Yeah, absolutely. So speaking of that, we have this minority business workshop coming up, which is next week. It is on Thursday, and it is in the afternoon in partnership between County Executive's Office, Procurement Office. Our representative will be also there. So if you want to learn more about how to get, minority certified and like in general, how to work with county, that would be a good opportunity if you can make it there.
Great. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Back again, another question is coming from Dana here too. She's asking, will you try Trader Joe's or Wegmans because they have a holistic approach? Have you reached out to those folks?
Yes, we reach out to as many retailers as possible. Some will respond, some will not. And what we'll do is we just, as we get better, we'll go back and say, hey, now we are in 150 stores, we're in 200 stores, we're in all these stores. We'll go back again. So maybe they'll listen at the time. So that's what we do. We'll reach out, a lot of times we don't get a response. So we'll keep pushing and then we'll try again and say, okay, now, last time we were here, now we are here. Are you guys gonna talk to us? If they don't respond, we'll keep going and then we'll go back again. That's what we do.
Keep going back and back, and back. I use the term sometimes, you're a PPPer, a pleasant, persistent pest.
Yes.
And that's what you've got to do. Now, you mentioned Food Line, and I'm trying to remember, there's a Food Line, I think, in King's Contrivance, if I'm not mistaken, here in the Columbia area. But for people that are in the Howard County, would you give us maybe some of the stores that you're in right now? You said Walgreens.
No, we're not.
Food Line.
We're not in Walgreens yet.
Okay.
Yeah, they love the product, and we're in the process of working to get our stuff in the stores. But it's not.
Okay, so what stores if I wanted to go out now and buy your product, where would I go right now?
There is a 7-Eleven in close to Costco.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a 7-Eleven right there. There's an African store called Afia, also close to Costco. It's there. There's another African store in Elkridge, Saco. So a lot of internationals. Lamart's is a Hispanic store. So mostly right now is a lot of the Hispanic stores, a lot of the African stores and Jamaican stores in the county. You can find them there. And then also our website, you can always buy on our website or on Walmart. Yeah. You can go on Walmart as well, the website or Amazon.
Okay, so if I go on your website there, you will ship it to us.
Oh, yes. And our service is impeccable. And that's one of the things that, as a new business owner, you have to make sure your customer service is second to none. That's one of the things that we hear about us. Wow, you guys, it's not to knock on our people, Nigerians, I'm Nigerian, that, hey, you guys don't run your business like Nigerians. We are on point. Customer service is on point. Everything we do is top notch. So you have to make sure whatever you do, you need to separate yourself from everybody. Because that's how you keep your customer base, So that's what you have to do. And I'll give an example. I got a letter. This was 3 weeks ago. I got a letter from somebody. She said she bought our product. And then she said she saw something that looks like an insect. Looks like an insect. So, okay. So first thing I did, I went on our database and checked the list of all people that bought the product. Our name was not there. And also the city she was in, we had not sold to anybody. So there's a good chance that, she didn't buy our stuff. But what I did still was I wrote her a letter that, hey, I'm sorry that, you thought this happened. That's okay. We follow our factory. I told her we are very tight. We are very weak. It's a really controlled environment at factory. That things like that do not happen. But guess what? I still sent her I sent her a new 6-pack. I'm sorry, this happened to you, even though I know for a fact that she did not buy. For a fact. Well, I sent her a new pack, 6 packs. I wrote a letter, I'm sorry, and said, hey, if you have any evidence, if you have any photos, anything, please, this is my email, send, but nothing. So you have to go beyond, because my thing was this, okay, I could have ignored and said, hey, she didn't buy it. But guess what? The damage it can cause will be a whole lot more than what it cost me. You know, it cost me a 6-pack, okay. So at least for her, someone like that, I'm pretty sure she would tell people that, oh, wow, I like the way these guys handle, you know, the business. So you have to be really, really good. Your customer service, you have to take it really, really, really serious.
I hope that our listening audience and our participants take heed to that, that really customer service is critical in the business that you're in and the business that we're all in, providing that top-notch customer service. You mentioned a while back that you had one challenge. Can you list basically, again, some of the challenges that you've encountered since you started up to the present and what the future looks like for you?
The main one was with the funding. You know, honestly, because initially, I mean, up to now, we're self-funding. And I'm looking at our inventory that, hey, this thing is dwindling and the money's not there to get an inventory. You know, so that is one of the challenges we had. And even up to now, okay, so we got a new product. It came in last week. And the first production, for example, it took us probably about, let's say 3 months. And then the second one, we are less than a week into it, and we are more than halfway sold. And next week, I'm pretty sure, most likely, we should be almost sold out, almost. So now, but the money is it's not there. So you need the funding to be able to, okay, you can forecast that, okay, now we are moving product. We need to be able to order, you know, produce in advance. But if the money is not there, you can't do it. You have to wait to collect money from your, you know, from the retailers before you can do you can do your next production. So that's one of our biggest challenge we have. But hopefully, you know, Howard County, they came to our rescue. So hopefully by next week, we should be good to go.
Fantastic, fantastic. Question also I'm thinking about too, the selection of your co-packer. You said you went to Texas and all. Are you looking to bring that back into this area? Or the other question or follow-up question would be, how did you select that person?
Yeah, so actually our factory is in South America. And the reason being, we did a research, we did research for plantain chips. The weight of the peel alone is close to about 30% of, you know, about 30%. So for us to ship here, we are paying for, you know, about 30% that we're gonna trash. And also the way we cook our product, we have a specific timing from the time the plantains are harvested to when we have to cook them. It's a specific time. And, you know, the shipping from anywhere to here doesn't, you know, it doesn't help us with that. We cannot do it if we have to ship the plantain. So that's why if you taste our product, they are so different, very crispy because of the cooking method. But you know, our other products that we're gonna do, probably we'll be doing it right here. Once we start, hopefully by next year, we want to bring on, you know, next series of products. And the goal is to do them right here.
So yeah, you definitely had those challenges, like you said, from South America, the product there, getting it to the States and all, getting it manufactured or produced through your specifications, and then having it shipped back here to Howard County, where you can then look at it as far as the supply chain, distribute it out to the locations that you so indicated.
Yes.
Fantastic. Let me go to our panelists now. Another question I think we had in here. Okay. Now, what do you think? This is from Dr. X here. Thank you, Dr. X, for putting your question out here. what help do you need or want from us, meaning the panelists in here, to take your product to the next level? How can we help you?
Well, two folds. So one
Okay.
will be, to help us get into more doors or more shelves. If you have a contact, and this is what I do all the time when I go anywhere, I always ask people, do you know somebody in Costco? You know somebody in the schools? Actually, I reached out to Montgomery. I mean, not Montgomery, to Howard County executive one time through LinkedIn. I emailed them, to find out ways to get our product into the Howard County public schools. I'm waiting.
Okay.
He has not responded yet. So this is because
Well, I'll get you that name in there, the purchasing guy. I'll make sure you get that later on tonight or tomorrow.
Fantastic. So our goal is to have our products really anywhere you can buy a Lay's potato chips. We want to have Bamba Foods right next to it. So give people the option. Okay, our product they have 40% less fat. It's healthier. It's a healthier alternative to potato chips. So our goal is to, when you go to the airport, we want you to be able to go to the stand and get our plantain chips. When you go to football stadiums, so you go to Ravens games. So if somebody knows the owners of Ravens, sure, please help us. We want you, want to be on the stands. If you go to the convention centers, we want to have our products there. So really anywhere that you can help us to get our product, we'll love it. And then also fund it. And that because we are relaxed, we are growing really fast. We are growing.
Well, the fact that you've got a healthy product, and knowing this country, how we always like snacks.
Yes, sir.
And all, and the fact that we can have a healthy snack and enjoy it, that it tastes good, and it's helping a local business. Definitely, we want to make sure that we get the word out to everyone in there. I'm looking at any other questions coming from our panelists. So please, if you have any questions, definitely put them in the chat so we can answer those questions for you. Okay. Another question coming from Kelly Ross. I've looked at your website. Can you tell us about your partnership opportunities?
We're always looking for partners. So like I said, our goal is to have our products everywhere. So I'll give you an example. I got an email last night, and somehow the word is getting out there. So that's why, again, people that are, if you're just starting your business, just do what you got to do your own part. And with time, people will get to know you, and then roles will get reversed and people will come to you. So somebody emailed from the website yesterday, say, hey, how can we, distribute your product? So we're always looking for people to help push our product. So always you can reach us from our website, and then we'll call you, we'll discuss what we can do together.
So you mentioned how many people do you have on your team now?
Right now we have probably, I think, about four or five. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So were they friends of yours, or how did you select those teammates and your partners?
So one that I work very closely with, my partner, is somebody I've known for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one thing also that, as a business owner, if you have to partner with somebody, you need to know who you're going to partner with. You need to know their character. So he's one of the guys that we in the, in the rain and the snow, we're out there together, just knocking on doors. Yes, and then we have people that work behind the scenes, the websites, doing the marketing. So we have those people as well. But for the most part, me and my guy, we're the one we're out there hunting.
And do you feel that that's critical? If you've got a partner in there, that partner should be what? Filling in that blank should be what?
You have to know, it has to be somebody that's hardworking. They have to be hardworking. They have to know you. They have to trust you. Also, your character also has to be, impeccable. They have to be able to trust you. I'll tell you, for us right now, can you imagine somebody is my partner, is working, I'm not getting paid because we're not making money yet. So everything will put, and somebody to work with you and not getting paid, that's big. So they have to know you and trust you that, hey, you're not going to leave me hanging. So we're in it just doing it, but we know that with time, the money's going to come. So for now, we're just pushing and just pushing and pushing and pushing. We know in a matter of time, the money will come, and then we can relax. I mean, not relax, but at least we can begin to get some money.
One other question that we have in here too, you've been in business now for over what, 2 years now?
Actually, we just launched, I'll say 6 months, really.
6 months, I'm sorry, why did I get 2 years? Okay, 6
In
months.
September.
So what lessons have you learned thus far then about but not so much as far as the you in business, but the industry that you're in? What have you learned about this industry of the snack food industry?
Well, as far as the snack industry is, it's a lot of competition, for one. For us, there are so many. If you go to the stores, you see so many varieties of plantain chips, the snacks, and so you have to really separate yourself. Your product needs to be much better than everybody else. And for us, I'll tell you, when I spoke with Walgreens, the manager of Walgreens, and what he told me was, wow, I love your product. Like, it does not have, yours doesn't have the ethnic taste to it. So it was like, hey, some plantain chips, you eat it, you get some funny taste. Now your product, I don't get that. It's crispy, it is so good, I want it in the stores. So you have to make sure your products are like, whatever you do it well. And also just know that it takes time, to build your business up. Just know it takes time. It's not going to happen over time. It takes time. For us, we've been fortunate. Honestly, what we've done in 6 months, I don't believe it myself. People don't expect it. When we started, people tell, hey, give it 1 year, 2 years, people begin to know you. But 6 months into it, we're moving.
Yeah, I can imagine that. And really, there's that battle for shelf space, I would imagine.
Yes.
Another question that we have in here too, is Bamba Foods in any parts of California yet? Have you stretched out to the California area?
We got somebody yesterday. We shipped some product to Sacramento yesterday.
Really?
Yeah, just yesterday we shipped some to Sacramento, and we're actually looking for distributors out there. But yeah, but you can order on the website, and we have a store locator on our website as well that you can search, and we try to update that every week as we get more stores. We try to update. So, but hopefully, in the next month or so, we should have a distributor out there. So we're talking to a lot of people to help us distribute all over the country.
Okay, and another question we got here, which is always standing: are you on Amazon?
Yes, sir. We're there.
All right.
The easier way to do, if you go on our website, we like to make things really easy. So go on our website, you will see a tab that says shop on Amazon. So click it, it will take you straight to our product on Amazon. So you don't have to search. And same thing with Walmart. You will see shop Walmart on our website. And our website is bambafoods.net. That's our website. So just go there and you can order on our website or Amazon or Walmart.
Fantastic. That's an IT background coming into play now, isn't it?
Hey, for me, the way I usually think is I like, and I tell my team this, that whatever we do as far as the websites or anything, anybody needs to be able to understand it. So the least, I don't want to say the least smartest, but anything, if you have to tell people, okay, go here, do here, it's not good enough. Anybody needs to be able to see it and get it done.
Right.
So
you want to make it sure that it's consumer friendly.
Friendly, that's it. So that's everything we do. Yes.
Fantastic. Great. I'm just going through any questions that we have. If you have any questions, please put them in the chat. You've got the website for Bamba Foods in here. You also have the website for Janelle and the Howard County Economic Development. Please make sure that you get her number, her email address, and also you can keep in contact with her, as well as our key person here, Bamba Foods. Okay. Any other questions, please type them in the chat, as Nancy is saying, for the three of us. Again, any closing comments that you want to make, really? We still have some time left here.
So for me, I would like to just encourage anybody that's thinking about, okay, should I, go into business? Should I not? I would say just, follow your passion. Just know that, hey, it's not going to be easy. It is not going to be easy. So I would say the first thing you want to do is just develop, just find a need. Identify, okay, there's a need. Find the need. Once you find the need, begin to do your research. Okay, how do I fill in this need? It could be anything. Just say, okay, there's a need for this year. Figure it out, and then find out how you can plug that hole. And once you do that, just come up with a business plan. Become a business plan. And then just know also that, okay, even though you have your business plan, you should be willing to adapt. Sometimes, as you grow, you may have to change course a little bit. So just know that, okay, you know what? You may not have to follow your business plan. You may have to actually adjust the business plan sometimes. For us, we are doing that as well. So we know, okay, we started here, but we know that, hey, you know what? There's a bigger need or bigger market here. So we're gonna add more product for us, and we just see the huge opportunity to pursue. So just put your business plan together, start somewhere, and just go. It's not gonna be easy. It is not gonna be easy, because if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. Everybody.
That's true.
So it's not gonna be easy, but just know you have to just stay and just keep going. And also just don't ask for help. Along the journey, don't be scared to ask people. And just know also that it's not everybody that you ask for help that will help you out. But still, just ask for help. Okay, how do I do this? How do I do that? Professionals. And again, just know that people will tell you your expectation. Oh yeah, let me touch this. Your expectation. When we started, right? I thought that, hey, we have the product is fantastic. I thought that once I put it out there, I know people, and this thing would just go. Friends, family, everybody will buy. No. So you'll be surprised that your friends, your closest friends, they're not going to support you. But guess what? Don't let that, don't be discouraged. Don't be discouraged. Your friends, your best friend may not support you. Expect it that they will not support you. But do not get discouraged. Just keep going. You have your plan and just keep going. When the time, when things get moving for you, they will come.
Good advice. One other question I have over here, or comment, I'm on the site and I don't see an option to select different flavors. Am I overlooking?
No, you're not. Right now we only have the original flavor for sale.
Okay.
So we're producing the other flavors, the spicy and the barbecue, next month. So that will be available most likely in May. So we're producing now. It takes us about 5 weeks to ship them here. So probably in May, the other products will be available. But you can try this.
Great. So I've seen that Janal has answered some questions in here regarding whether or not I need to be in Columbia. You're right. You need to have your business to be operating here in Howard County to qualify, where HDEA can assist in here. So we definitely encourage people to, if you're outside of the county, we want to see you have a business entity inside Howard County. So please have an operation here. This is where we're going to support businesses here in Howard County first, and then we look at it from the surrounding counties. So from the EBOC side, we definitely encourage first our Howard County businesses, and then also we look at it from the state of Maryland, and then also from the United States. But in terms of economic development, we want to see you have a business presence here in Howard County. So again, that's what we're looking for going forward. The question that we have in here from then is the upcoming workshop in person. Janelle, is that in person?
Yes, it is in person, and it is, I just added a flyer here. I'm not sure if everybody can see it. It has, time, address, and who all will be participating. Let me share one more time if you, give me 1 second.
Okay.
And for folks, I've also attached the flyer to the event listing where you went to register for the business roundtable tonight. You'll find it on the right-hand side under attachments. So you can refer back to that tonight or in the coming days, so you can see if you can attend that. And we just want to thank everybody, I think, for coming in tonight. In 6 months, you've gotten to where you are. And so we are so impressed, and that you're doing it in Howard County is a double bonus. So we are glad to have you. We encourage everyone to go and try the plantain chips as we anxiously await the new flavors to come out. I want to thank Nat because he is super fabulous, and he is on his, I would need 2 hands, I think, to count the number of Zooms that he's been on today. So he laughs that he's trying to retire, but I don't know. So we're glad to have him. And Janelle, we want to welcome you to the roundtable. Your insight is invaluable, your questions. Next month, we are inviting Janelle to be our guest at the roundtable, so she'll be able to answer any general questions you have about starting your business, what Howard County, the opportunities that Howard County offers. So we're very excited to have her there. And I'll turn it over to Nat, Akin, and Janelle for any last words for our audience. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Oh, absolutely. This was a great session. It's my first time. I did check a few YouTube video of a couple of the past event, and I think Nate is doing a tremendous job bringing everybody together here, sharing the resources, and I can't wait to share what our organization can help and support, especially entrepreneurs and small businesses of the minority community.
Again, thank you, Nancy, and Janelle, thank you for coming on this time. We look forward to seeing you next month. And Akin, thank you so much. Definitely going to make sure that I get on the website again and order some Bamba Foods and get the snacks. And then we're going to set up probably a meeting probably in the next couple of days or so to connect you also with some other opportunities that I want to share with you. So again, thank you for taking time out of your schedule. Please, folks, pull up the website for bambafoods.net and take advantage of that. And also, I'm looking at the last chat. Okay, yes, I will definitely share the copy of the chat for some people that couldn't save it. So I will definitely save it and get that out to you. Again, on the behalf of the Ujamaa Business Roundtable, the Howard County Library, and also the Howard County Economic Development, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Stay tuned for our next Ujamaa Business Roundtable, which is in April, the 21st, that third Friday in April. And also look for our chat again with Janelle, the 4th Tuesday, which is April the 25th. So we look forward to having you all there. Again, have a happy evening, and we'll see you soon next month.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you all.
Thank you, everybody.